What's going on, guys? MariK here, back with another Dragon Ball Super video. Bandai is starting off 2020 with a bang. We've got Universe 7 support, we've got Cell support, Android support, Majin Buu, all coming in Set 9, Universal Onslaught. We even got Universe 11 and Universe 6 sprinkled in as well. This set is going to be a blast. All kinds of support from all various sets that we've had in the past. Union Force, Tournament of Power, we've got all of it coming at us. I know what I'm looking forward to the most, but let's go ahead and see what all we've got coming out for us. We've done our best to analyze the trailer for Set 9. We've gone over it, we've taken still images of the cards we can, in the best angles that we can to try and see if we can decipher some of the abilities. Here we've got Universe 7, we've got some Frieza Clan stuff. The other side of the board we have some Universe 11 as well. In the top left, we can also see that we've got a new Tournament of Power Arena field card for the Universe 7 support. Then we've got Mecha Frieza Energy Blight. He's a 2-cost red-blue, 15,000 power. He's got some kind of a keyword ability there that I just can't really make out. I've tried zooming in, and the focus just doesn't work too well on that. Then we've got a new Jiren leader for yellow. We've got a Jiren battle card, 3-cost, 20,000 power. And a green 1-drop Topo, so probably a support card. Maybe it searches the top of the deck or something to be able to allow you to search out your Universe 11 pieces. The Jiren leader appears to have either an Activate Battle or an Activate Main ability. Then we've got Android 18 Steadfast Technique. She's a 2-cost 15k. Her auto says something about, looks like choose a card in your hand, place it in the drop area. When you combo with this card, it gains plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn, I believe. So I guess like another one of the pseudo super combo cards. So not that great, but hopefully the effect is a little bit different to make her a little bit more useful, either for Universe 7 or Android / Cell as well. Then we have Golden Frieza Sovereign Technique. He's a red-blue, 3-cost, 20,000 power with the new Invoker ability. When paying the energy cost of a red-blue multicolor extra card, you can switch one red-blue multicolor energy to rest mode instead. So you are paying for any red-blue extra card for one multicolor energy. That's insane. His auto says, if your leader card is Universe 7 card, when you play this card, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to one red-blue multicolor extra card among them, add it to your hand, then place the remaining cards on the top or bottom of your deck in any order. So you get to not only choose which cards you want to keep at the top or bottom of the deck, but you also get to choose the order that you're going to draw them in. Now, what I like about this card is he's a 3-cost. He doesn't do jack shit on the board once you play him, besides having that Invoker ability that reduces your extra cards. But what's really cool about him, one way you could get him out, if you wanted to get really stupid with it, there's a lot of Frieza support from older sets. And even though he's blue-red, if you wanted to sprinkle in like some yellow, you could run Frieza's Call to get out the 2-cost Military Command Frieza from Set 5 that says when he's KO'd, choose a Frieza card at energy cost 3 from your hand and play it. So turn 1, you could slap down a yellow and get out your 2-drop Frieza. If he's killed that turn, or if you get him killed the following turn by using blocker, then you can play this Frieza for no energy cost instead of having to play 3. And that'd be a neat little way to, kind of cheat him out to the board. Now, again, you're having to run a tricolor deck. It's not terrible depending on the deck you're playing. And with this being Universe 7, if you're running a Universe 7 leader, he's not going to have the specified energy cost anyways. So that may not be that big of an issue to run tricolor like that. But it would be a really cool way to get this Frieza out as quick as possible to start slamming down all of your red-blue extra cards. Such as Emperor's Death Beam. It's a 3-cost red-blue with 2 specified red and 1 blue. Activate main / battle, says choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 30,000 power for the duration of the turn. That kills basically anything, and you're paying 1 multicolor energy to do that. That's absolutely insane. Activate main says send this card from your drop area to your warp. Look at the top card of your deck. If it's a multicolor extra card, you may add it to your hand, otherwise place it on top of your deck. So, not only is this going to KO pretty much anything on the board for 1 energy, and ignoring barrier, You're also going to be able to, for free, send it from your warp, or send it from your drop area to your warp, to add another multicolor extra card to your hand for no energy. That card is actually insane. Then we've got a shot of some new Android support, as well as some new Frieza support on the other side. For the Frieza support, we've got a new Frieza leader, we've got a new 2-drop King Cold, 10,000 power, and a new 2-drop Shield with what looks like 15,000 power. I'm happy to see more King Cold support because, I mean, let's face it, we got 2 King Cold cards, maybe 3, out of the entirety of the game, and while I understand he's not really a big character, I mean, Cooler is a bigger character than King Cold. I feel like King Cold is a bigger character than Chilled, though, and probably deserves a little bit more support, or at least a little bit more representation would be a more accurate way to spell it. And then we've got new Android support. We've got Android 18 Under Your Skin. She's a 4-cost 20,000. I can't tell if that's a blocker or a barrier she has. And then she's got either an activate main or battle that's once per turn. We've got a new Android 17. He's a 3-cost 15,000 with a lot of text on him. He's got a permanent ability and an auto. And then we have Cell Android Absorber. It's another first form Cell card. So happy to see that. He's a 3-cost 10,000 as well. He's got an activate main for 1 green energy. It's probably like a Union ability or something of the sort to go along with his auto as well. Seeing all this new Cell support really makes me sad that we never got that foil event pack Cell that we were, promised way back when. Then we've got a new Android 16 Prototype Power. He's a 2-cost 15,000. His ability says if your leader card is green, I guess a green Android card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less, ignoring barrier and KO it. So that's pretty cool that not only is he 15k, but he can come out and get rid of some of those annoying little bastard support cards that just sit there with barrier until your opponent's ready to use them for whatever their strategy is. His other auto says you have a yellow energy. When this card is removed from your battle area by something or something, choose up to one of your opponent's somethings. So he's going to do shit not only when he comes out onto the board, but when he leaves as well. And I'm happy to see more Android 16 support. Android 16 was always a really cool character in my opinion, and he got overshadowed by 17 and 18 because one, they were the major antagonists of the Android saga, and for, good reason, because 16 only cared about fighting Goku, but also because they were needed to complete Cell, whereas Android 16 was not part of the grand plan at all. Nonetheless, really happy to see more Android 16 cards between this and the stuff we got in Set 8. Just really loving what we're getting all around for Androids. Then we've got a new Cell card featuring the second form of Cell, Cell Devourer of the Masses. He's a 6-cost green-yellow 25,000 with a new successor ability for 1 green and 1 yellow energy. It says choose any number of your mono-green, mono-yellow, or green-yellow multicolored battle cards whose energy cost adds up to the energy cost of this card. Place them from the owner's drop area, then play this card from your hand. So you get to play him for 2 energy by tributing a couple cards. And 6 is not really that hard to get up to, so you can probably do that with 2 cards alone. Or 1 if you happen to draw into the big 8-drop and you just want to get rid of it. That's assuming it can go over the energy cost, and it doesn't have to meet the energy cost exactly. His auto says when you play this card with Successor, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, KO it, then your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand and places it in their drop area. That right there is crazy, because getting rid of anything, ignoring barrier, and granted, they gave us the Universe 7 Frieza card, the minus 30,000 to anything. But then your opponent also has to discard a card, which is really cool. And then his other auto says, when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, draw 3 cards. 3 cards to replace him. So basically, when he dies, you replace himself and the 2 cards that you probably used to play him with Successor. That's pretty cool. Now, if there's a better Cell card that this card will evolve into, or that will take advantage of this Cell to go into another Final Form Cell card, this card will be phenomenal. And this card's only an uncommon. So that leaves me to wonder, what kind of rares and super rares are we getting for Cell? If Cell doesn't get an SPR in this set, I'm going to be upset. Or if they want to give us an SPR-17, I'm okay with that too. But this cell support is just absolutely insane. We also got to look at the new campaign rares. This time they're all going to be extra cards. Not a single one is going to be battle cards, which is really cool. They're all going to be, like, special moves by the characters. So obviously Goku's is going to be some form of Kamehameha. Vegeta's looks like it's going to be Final Flash. Cell's is probably Kamehameha too, just because, I mean, it's Cell, unless they name it something else. We got Frieza's Death Ball there. Majin Buu's, whatever the hell that is he's doing. Honestly, the cards look cool as shit. I really wish the Majin Buu card actually had that purple tint to it, because it looks dope as fuck. But it's a black card, so it's probably not going to. These all look amazing. Of course, you know that Cell card's the one I'm going for, because, of course, androids are my thing. But it really kind of bugs me how the ratios are set now. It's so hard. Based on last set, it's hard to get a playset of campaign rares or even super rares without buying, I don't know, at least half a case, it seems like. Like, the pull rates are just awful. So I'm really hoping the pull rates for all of the rarer cards in this set will be better. I did the little survey thing Bandai does every time they release a set, and I was like, guys, I like the set, I like the ideas, you guys are doing great with the game, but you gotta fucking fix this shit, because these pull rates are disgusting. Like, you can't even, you still can't even play the new shit. I haven't, with the holidays and stuff, I haven't been able to really do much with the card game. I haven't been able to buy any more cards than the 2 boxes I bought, and I gotta say, I did not pull enough to build anything I actually wanted to without proxying stuff. I probably could buy some of it now for cheap. Thankfully, Android 16s have gone down a little bit. The Android 18 speedy substitution has gone down a little bit too, but goddamn, like, it should not be that difficult to build a deck with cards that are basically instrumental to the deck success. So hopefully these campaign rares will be a lot easier to obtain. Just let them take the place of a rare card, or let them be extra. Literally, let them be extra cards in a pack. Don't make them take the place of rares or super rares. Don't even make them take the place of common foils. Just let them be extra cards in the packs. The other cards to go alongside those campaign rares are the Reboot Leader rares. They're the 5 leaders that were chosen amongst all the ones that were voted for newer, better versions of their older variants. I'm still disappointed with half the choices, just because, I mean, the Goku, we really didn't need, but, I mean, I guess the others did need it, although Hit has had a new leader since then. We did get new Beerus, too, but, anyway, I don't even remember which one I went for. I might have gone for Beerus myself, but we got the Metacooler from Union Force, the Son Gohan from Union Force, Hit and Beerus from Galactic Battle, and the Son Goku from Crossworlds. Now, all of these leaders have been redone. They will have new artwork. As we can already see, the art looks pretty dope. Although this uses the same artwork, just kind of slight variation in the design. First up, we've got the Metacooler. His auto says, when this card is placed in your leader area, choose up to 1 Big Yeti Star from your deck and activate it. So, same ability as the previous form, previous variation. His Awaken says, when you have 2 or more Frieza Clan cards in your something, you can draw 2 cards and flip this card over. It's hard to tell if it's in your drop area or in your battle area. So, really easy way to awaken with this leader, which there's obviously no reason not to, unless you're running that extra card that came in the anniversary box. The Son Goku, on the other hand, you can only place up to 6 energy in your energy area, same as before. His auto says, choose 1 card in your hand, place it at the bottom of your deck. When this card attacks, choose 1 card in your life, and place it in your energy area in rest mode. So it forces him to have to attack to get that energy, and you have to put a card underneath from your hand. So you're losing 1 card from your hand to take a card in your life and place it in your energy. So you're gonna awaken yourself in a different manner, but you can ramp faster with this deck, with this leader, than the old leader. So in a way, this leader is actually better than he was before, and I don't like that. Like, we didn't need that. So hopefully we'll see the leader's awaken ability, and it won't be like some stupid busted, basically a built-in Zeno button. When your life is 4 or less, you get to draw 1 card and flip this card over. I think that says draw 1 card. If that's the case, that's a little bit better too, because you're not gonna, build back up your hand advantage that you're basically getting free objections for. Like, what the hell? I mean, in a way, this leader is better. But until we see what his awakened ability is, we can't raise our pitchforks just yet, guys. You gotta calm down first. There's not really a whole lot to say about the hit card. When this card attacks a leader card, draw 1 card and gains plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. Really generic ability there. And then when your life is 4 or less, you may draw 1 card, choose 1 of your energy, and switch it to active mode, flip this card over. So, really not a lot going on for this leader. I'm kind of, just from that text alone, I'm disappointed in it. At least the Goku, his ability is different, to say the least. And the cooler, not only is his ability, well, his ability is the same, but his awaken mechanic is a bit different. So, really, what I'm seeing from the hit leader is just disappointing. And right now, I feel bad for hit fans, even though they did just get a new leader. But right now, this is just, until we see the awakened ability, right now this is just kind of garbage. The new Gohan is a little bit different than his previous iteration. Once per turn, choose 1 to 2 cards from your life and add them to your hand. When this card attacks, switch this card to active mode so he can attack twice in a turn. And very easy way to awaken. When your life is at 3 or less, you may draw 2 cards, choose 1 of your energy, switch it to active mode, and flip this card over. I think that's what it says, so you can draw 2 cards and get an energy back. That's pretty cool, especially since if you go second, you can awaken turn 2. You attack, bam, take 2 cards, either they attack you or they don't. Your next turn, you attack again, take your life. Oh, I'm at 3 life? Great. Now I can awaken. I'm going to draw, I'm going to untap. And his awakened side might be pretty baller. His awakened side was stupid gimmicky in Union Force, and I hope it's nothing like that, honestly. Or if it is, it at least needs to be... It needs to be a better ability. Say, the previous one was like, oh, it gets triple strike, and blah, blah, blah. Well, okay, if that's the case, it needs to get triple strike, it needs to get a power boost, and it needs to be unable to be blocked or negated. Like, give it something, especially if you're going to give it that stipulation where, oh, if you don't win this turn, you lose. Like, that's fucking stupid. I get it. The Gohan, that particular moment, it's very, very flavorful for the lore, but if it's complete garbage, no one's going to play it anyways. The Beerus's ability is really difficult to read just because it's blue on top of blue on top of a blue background. The whole damn card is blue. But it says, when this card attacks a leader card, you may choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less and KO it. So it's no longer dependent on you having a certain amount of energy to use, which is a good thing because even this way, it's still a really balanced ability that doesn't really change the dynamic of the game too much. His awakening ability is a little harder to read. When you have 4 or more energy or something, you may draw 1 card, choose 1 energy, switch to active mode, flip this card over. Having to have 4 energy is a stupid stipulation to awaken. Just you having to have 4 energy. Now, the other leader, was it the Cell leader? I think it was the Cell leader from the expert decks, like, if both you and your opponent, if, like, there's 4 energy combined, then you're like, oh, okay, that's easily doable. But having 4 energy on your own kind of forces a ramp, and unless they kept the insta-win, or they gave you another ability on the Awakened side that requires you to ramp to get to that energy cost, I can't see a time where awakening at 4 energy is a good thing. Not to mention, like, ramp is still kind of a really fragile play style, especially depending on the leader you're using. I mean, objection is there, but it's such a minus to play objection. Like, I really hate it. I'd honestly rather play the Weskai that counts as an energy, but even then, like, that's using up your turn too. You're not doing anything else. Like, it's just really, I don't know, it just doesn't really flow well. So I really, really hope that Beerus has a better ability on the Awakened side. Here we have the Awakened side for the new leaders with this new fantastic art style they have. And honestly, these all look great. My least favorite is probably actually the Hit leader. I don't know if it's just because I don't care for Hit or the particular art style they use for him. The Beerus looks super ominous. The Super Saiyan 3 Goku just really shows off my favorite form of the Super Saiyan. And that Meta Cooler, honestly, that probably has the best art out of the 4 of them. It's probably not a whole lot different than the original, but the way the image and the color, it just pops. Like, if the actual card looks anything like this, then it is going to be fantastic. The Goku Gohan, on the other hand, it doesn't look a whole lot different than the original iteration of the card, but it could just be the angle. It does not look like a very good image of the card in the trailer, so hopefully the card will look a hell of a lot better. But with that special, like, super awesome campaign shininess that they always give cards like this, hopefully these are going to look like some really, really badass cards. We're also getting a new promo card based on the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game coming out. I believe it comes out in January. It's called Kakarot, the One and Only. He's a black 4-cost, 15,000 with Blocker, Revenge, and Barrier. Holy shit. Activate main says, for 2 energy, choose 4 cards in your drop area, send them to your warp, play this card from your hand. So, you have to play him for 2 energy. That's not bad at all. And it works really well with an Overrealm style deck because you're going to choose cards in your drop. And you can get cards back from your drop as well, especially if you're playing a black leader. For a warp deck, you could play the 2-drop Gravy to let you combo him. And you get cards put back in your drop. There's other cards as well, I can't think of off the top of my head, but not a bad card. Personally, I liked the Super Saiyan God Goku that we got in Set 8 as well. He was a pretty cool looking card. Probably not the best card, but it looked cool nonetheless, and I liked the card and the art style. And it was also a black Goku card, so kind of, I'm not sure what the trend is that they're going for with that, but this is a pretty cool looking card, and at least, even if you don't end up using it, it'll be a cool card for the nostalgia of Goku and Flying Nimbus, nonetheless. We also got a spoiler for the new Surge Goku leader coming out of Set 9. He's going to be blue-red. His Activate Battle says, when this card is in a battle, choose 1 extra card in your hand and place it in your drop area. Choose up to 1 card in your life and add it to your hand. Draw 1 card. Then this card gets plus 5,000 power and the skill is negated for the duration of the battle. So, you're going to get a +1 off that. It's going to help you get cards from your life to your hand, which for you in this is not so much about awakening as much as it is just a free energy source. I love the, Ultra Instinct sign form that they kind of have going with this image. Just looks really cool and really iconic for that first moment where we saw him start to tap into that hidden potential. His Awakened Surge ability, it says choose a red card and a blue card in your hand, place them under this card. You can draw 3 cards, choose an energy, switch to active mode, and flip this card over. Into Ultra Instinct Son Goku Limits Surpassed. I'm not super big on the art on this one. I actually prefer the Unawakened side. But his Activate Main / Battle says once per turn, if your life is at 5 or less, and you choose 1 card under this card, place it in the owner's drop area. If you have a Universe 7 card in play, you can draw 1 card, then your opponent reveals their hand, chooses 1 extra card or battle card with 35,000 power or less from it, and place it in their drop area. So, you're going to pick pretty much anything in their hand outside of a secret rare, and get to discard it. Or you can choose up to 3 multicolor extra cards with different names in your drop area, and or warp, and add them to your hand. So, all those ones that you had to discard for his ability on the Unawakened side, you can now add back to your hand. So, kind of a neat way to be able to use your abilities without actually wasting resources. Although, personally, I feel like, compared to some of the other Surge stuff we've seen so far, this is kind of underwhelming. I still much prefer, I don't know, as far as a Universe 7 Goku, I much prefer the one from the starter deck over this, definitely. The only thing I see that this one has going for it that the other one doesn't is, this is red-blue, so this can take advantage of stuff for blue leaders and all the Red Saiyan leader support. So that might be enough to justify using this leader over the other ones, but honestly, I still say as a Surge Leader, the Piccolo is a much stronger Surge Leader, in my personal opinion. We also have a preview of the Tournament Pack Volume 9 coming out, and we've got a red Frieza, a blue Zeno, a new green Cell. Really happy about that. Hoping he's a higher cost, or at least a 5 cost. A 5 drop would be great. We've got a new yellow Jiren, a red-yellow King Cold, a blue-green Super 17, and then we've got what looks like a blue, or possibly a red-blue extra card featuring Ultra Instinct signed Goku, and then a green-yellow extra card featuring Jiren punching the fuck out of Vegeta. Out of these, I gotta say again, Cell's the one I'm most excited for. And then probably, I don't know, the androids, the Super 17, I'm interested. I really want to know what he does, because Super 17 hasn't really seen a whole lot of stuff since his initial release in Set 5. Very similar to Cell. And then we've got the King Cold. I'm really interested in King Cold. I like King Cold as a character. And I much rather his design over Frieza's. In fact, King Cold and Cooler, in my opinion, I think they're better looking. They have a better overall design than Frieza does. But Frieza, of course, is one of the most iconic villains in all of DBZ. So he's going to outshine them every time. Then we've got the playmat for this year's celebrations, and honestly, this mat it's fucking perfect. This is gorgeous. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is my favorite, but Super Saiyan 4 Goku does look amazing, and this mat, based off of the SPR for the Heartfelt Plea, this is gorgeous, and I bet it looks even better in person. I really wish I could go to celebrations and scoop one of these up. I may have to just pick one up on my own, buy one or something, because this mat just looks absolutely fantastic. Bandai really outdid themselves with this one. We've also got the playmats for the regional events starting in the early 2000. The participation mats already look fantastic. January, February's got that awesome Universe 7 Goku Vegeta combo using the Ultra Instinct and that Royal Blue, whatever the hell they decided to call it. Both look fantastic. And then March, April, we've got one for Majin Buu, and it just looks sick. It's got Gotenks absorb Majin Buu, Gohan absorb Majin Buu, the Ghost tokens, or the Gotenks Ghosts, whatever you want to call them, Super Ghost Kamikazes, Kid Buu in the middle. Like, this mat is fantastic. Fat Boo's my favorite iteration of Buu, but this mat is just gorgeous. And then, as much as I hate to say it, I think I like the Top Cut mat better than either of those. The way they did the Ultra Instinct Goku is fantastic. I like the mat better without the giant winner across it. I understand having that, earns you some merit, but me personally, I feel like it takes away from the image. The purple background, the gold swirling around Goku with the blue and white energy, it's just, that mat is just fantastic. 2020 is looking to be fantastic for the game, and I really, really want to actually get to play at like higher competitive events and get to start doing regionals and really get out there, especially because I talk to some of you guys so much during all of these times I make videos, and sometimes when I do deck profiles and such, and it'd be really cool to be able to get out there, play with you guys, hang out, talk, and actually get to become a part of the community like some of the other creators. People who make Top Cut will also be getting reprints of some pretty fantastic looking cards, if I may say so myself. Not really a big fan of the Hachiyak, and he just came out, and I don't really feel like he warranted having it, but the Remote Serious Bomb, that is just an awesome art for a card that I think is really good and really underrated. The Goku Black, Unforeseen Darkness, we've needed a reprint for this card because it's ridiculous to get the card. It's just the scarcity, and hell, they didn't even have them in my local scene anywhere anyways. But this art looks pretty dope. I do like the old art though, but having either one it's just good nonetheless. And then you've got the Emperor's Death Beam that's getting a reprint. It doesn't look a whole lot different than the old one, but still looks really fantastic. And the fact that they're doing this, I like that they're giving us alternate art promos for events like this instead of giving us new cards, because then at least, even though you're still getting something for your hard work, but you're not getting a card that's exclusive to, like, basically you, and people who aren't able to go to events like that just have no way of getting them outside of just buying them straight off the internet. Then lastly, we've got the new cards from the Championship 2020 pack. We're starting off with Frieza, Mutable Menace. He's a 2-cost, 9,000. Its activate main says, for 1 red energy, place this card in its owner's drop area. Choose up to 1 red or blue Frieza card with an energy cost of 3 in your hand and play it. That's going to go along with the multicolor Frieza that we were discussing earlier, and how you can, I guess you could play him that way if you didn't want to go my stupid crazy way in running tricolor red, yellow, blue, and, you know, going the Frieza's call way. So definitely a good way to play this card. His second activate main for 1 blue energy says, if your opponent has 3 or more energy and you choose 1 red or blue Frieza card with an energy cost of 3 in your battle area and this card in your drop area and send them both to their owner's warps, choose up to 1 red Frieza card with an energy cost of 5 in your hand and play it. Now, what's kind of crazy there is if you did that, you could play out the red 5-drop Frieza swap and do that with the red Frieza leader, and then you could, you know, do some shenanigans with that. But I don't really know that that's worth doing it that way. It's an idea. The only downside is it'd be really weird to try and get a blue energy unless you were doing a red-blue energy card, and then that way you could, you know, still run essentially a mono red deck. And or would a multicolor card get in the way of that red Frieza? I'm not sure, because you'd still be able to play the Secret Rare, right? I would think so, but either way, that's some weird strategy ideas that I'm throwing out there that I might use later on, or I might have, you know, given away a little bit too early. Then we have Android 21, Scholarly, Gambit. She's a 4-cost, 5,000? Blocker, Barrier. Activate main says, if a copy of this card isn't in play in your battle area, choose 1 clone token in your opponent's battle area and remove it from the game. Play this card from your hand. If you have 5 or more energy and place this card in its owner's drop area, when your opponent plays a battle card with an energy cost greater than their current energy, you may choose that battle card and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. So, it's basically a free blocker that you can put out there, has barrier, and if your opponent decides to drop some really big-ass, beefy monster, and you've got 5 energy, then you can go, no, you don't, put it right at the bottom of the deck. So, that's kind of a cool ability, and that is not a hard card to get out at all, especially if you're running it with the clone token support. Whew, you're going to get that card out every time, and you're not going to have a problem stopping your opponent from making their big-ass plays. And they'll have to have a card that gets around barrier to get rid of this bitch. Then we have Zeno, Almighty Guardian. He's a 3-cost, 15,000 with counter battle card attack. Choose the attacking battle card, KO it, then play this card. So, you're not negating the attack. You're just flat out killing the battle card and then dropping little old Zeno into battle. That's a really cool ability. His permanent says, if your leader card has Universe in its special trait, treat this card in your hand as if it had no specified energy cost, so then you play it with any color. And if you have 2 or more battle cards in play with Universe in their special traits, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. So it becomes a 2-cost that you can play for any color and KO any attacking battle card. It does not specify cost, battle power, anything. Zeno just comes out, snaps his fingers, bam, that card is gone. Then we have one of my personal favorites from this new set, or from the new Championship pack. It's Bartok, Surge of Inspiration. I love that we still are getting new Bartok support. One of my favorite characters, one of what I believe is one of the most underrated characters. It's a 1-cost, 4,000 power, counter attack, negate the attack, then play this card. When paying for your leader's Awakened Surge skill, you may use this card in your battle area as part of the cost. So, you don't have to worry about sending a card from your hand. And also, this gives us a new 1-drop Bartok that we can use to evolve the Grade 8 Bartok from the old tournament pack. So, if, like me, you were too poor or just didn't want to spend the ridiculous amount of money on the Grade 8 Bartok from the draft box 4, this now allows us to comfortably play the old original Grade 8 Bartok, and it'll be a lot of fun. And the art on this card is super dope. Hopefully these cards will all be foil like the others, so really looking forward to having this card and adding it to my collection. Then we've got Brawley, Swift Executioner. He's a 4-cost, 20,000 power with critical. His activate battle for 1 red and 1 green says if your leader card is a Brawley card, play this card from your hand, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards and he gets minus 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. So you can play him for 2 energies, that's not bad at all. And you can hopefully get a free KO, and he's 20k crit, that's really good for 2 energy. Choose 1 card in your life, add it to your hand. When you play this card, choose 1 card in your opponent's hand and place it in the drop area. So you get to help self-awaken, you get a free card, your opponent loses a free card. Not a bad ability at all. I like seeing them give older support, or give support to older archetypes, even though I guess we did get a Brawley archetype in set 7, so, but either way, it's still cool, and of course it's Brawley, so people are gonna, Bandai's always gonna hype it up, just like they do Goku and Frieza. Then we've got Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black, Divine Prosperity. He's a 2-cost, 5,000 power. With counterattack, negate the attack, then play this card. His auto says, when you play this card from your hand during your opponent's turn, choose 1 ability. If your opponent has 3 or less energy, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and place it in their energy in rest mode. If your opponent has 2 or more energy, choose up to 2 of your blue energy and switch them to active mode. So you can basically counterattack and play this card for free, or you can use him to counterattack and put the attacking card in your opponent's energy, and which not only adds to the battle strategy of the Zamasu Goku Black deck from set 7, but also just gets rid of a problematic battle card that you don't have to worry about on your next turn. Then we've got Whis Ethereal Guidance. He's a 2-cost, 10,000 power. His auto says if your leader card is a red god card, and you choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand, when this card is placed in your drop area from your hand by your leader card skill, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. For 1 red energy, when you combo with this card, it gets plus 5,000 combo power for the duration of the turn and is sent to your warp at the end of the battle. It's not a bad card. It's kind of weird for it to be sent to your warp, but off the top of my head, I cannot think of what the benefit to that is, but it has to be for a red god, so there's not really many of those. We've got Champa, we've got Vados, and we got New Beerus. That's really about it. I can't think of any other red gods, but I'm sure you guys will let me know. You guys always do. Then we've got Son, Gohan, and Piccolo, Reliable Reinforcements. It's a 2-cost, 15,000 power. With Blocker and the permanent, if your leader card is a blue-green multicolor card, you can activate your leader card's Activate Main, Activate Battle, and Activate Main battle skills even when your life is at 4 or less. So this lets you be able to do your Activate Main for your Surge Piccolo leader at an earlier time than you would be able to. It's not a bad card, but I'm not really sure it's necessary. I mean, it looks cool, and it is beneficial, but there's probably other ways around it, and you can also just play cards that are going to take cards from your life. I guess this lets you do that without having to do so, but you have to get down to 4 anyway, so it's not really too much more than the requirements already specified. Then we've got Cooler, Clan Avenger. My personal favorite of the Frieza clan. He's a 2-cost, 15,000 power with Barrier. His auto says if your leader card is a Frieza clan card, when you play this card, choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards. It gets minus 15,000 power for the duration of the turn, or for the turn. That's a pretty powerful ability, especially for a 2-cost. If your leader card is a Frieza clan, at the end of your opponent's turn, your opponent places the top card of their deck in the drop area. So it's kind of like, it's like soft mill, but he also comes in and hopefully gets a free KO, or at least snags you enough of a power reduction to get a KO. And then as long as he stays there, he's got Barrier, so every turn your opponent's milling cards. Then lastly, we have Android 18 Perfection's Prey. She's a 3-cost, 9,000 power. Really awkward power level for a 3-cost card. Her permanent says, if you have 5 or less cards in your hand, reduce the combo cost of this card in your hand and battle area by 1. Activate main for 1 green energy set. If your leader card is a cell card and you only have cell cards in your battle area, play this card from your drop area, and you can't play another copy of this card for the turn. So it gets out a free 18 that you can then use for some of the cell stuff. I can't think of off the top of my head what in the cell expert deck would really benefit from this. But I'm sure there will be stuff in the set. This was probably my favorite card that I'm looking forward to, just because androids, I know, like, we get a Goku Black card, we get a Bartok card, 2 of my favorite characters, 2 of my favorite decks, but overall, androids is where my heart lies with this card game. They're all favorite characters of mine, but as far as the card game goes, it's androids and it's Cell every time, I feel like. Majin Buu's in there as well, but androids are just the deck. So that's going to be the one that I'm looking forward to the most. And hopefully she's a better card than is coming off to my head right now, but for whatever reason, I can't think of why playing her straight to the board would really benefit anything. But that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this video. This video turned out a lot longer than I had initially planned for it to be. There was just a lot of stuff we crammed into this video. I probably should have made it into 2 different videos, but I already did different videos for both the starter deck and the expert deck, and I didn't really want to make just so many things into so many different videos. I probably could have had I had more time, and had I not been having all the technical issues that I've been having, and the issue with completely losing my voice, starting with the first video I was working on, which just sounded awful, along with the technical issues I was having as well. So we did go over everything that I could possibly think of. I threw in my 2 cents on all the cards, all the new competitive stuff, the mats, the events. Try to give you guys some off the top of my head strategies that I thought of, or cool combos when initially seeing some of these cards. But I gotta say, I'm already loving the theme of this set so much more than I have been some of the others. We got androids, we got Cell, Universe 7, Majin Buu, and King Cold and Cooler stuff. I mean, Frieza stuff, but he's not the one I care about. The only thing that bugs me is the Majin Buu stuff is going to be black support. It's not that bad. You can't charge the black Buu cards in a Majin Buu deck because everything is red and blue, but you can play them as long as, you know, they don't have any strict requirements. You can still play them because you can play black cards in any deck. So as long as they are playable and not having to be their own theme, like the Cell thing is kind of seeming like it's going to be, but there are a lot of cards that are coming off from the Cell support that can be used with the old Cell support and with the OG androids as well. So that's what I'm going to be focusing the majority of my attention to, is that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What are you looking forward to the most? Let me know if it's androids, if it's Universe 7, if it's Frieza Clan, Majin Buu, or the other Universe stuff. Yellow is just going to be everywhere with Universe 6, Universe 2, Universe 11. It's just going to be... It looks like it's going to be a clusterfuck if it actually has all that, unless it's focused on like just Universe 11, and then we've got some cards here and there for other universes sprinkled in. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think so far, if you have any predictions. With that, we're finally going to get the frig out of here, and we'll see you guys in the next video.